PTCI Channel 2 welcomes you to D. Bruce Selby Stadium in Enid, Oklahoma. This is Jason Ebb bringing you all the action along with our videographer, Emmanuel D. Herrera. Tonight we have the Class B semifinal between the 13-0 Depew Hornets and the undefeated defending state champion Laverne Tigers. Both teams have run through their opponents in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, winning each game by more than 40 points. Now the stakes in the opposition have gotten even bigger. Who goes home heartbroken and who heads to the state championship? We find out next on PTCI's coverage of the Oklahoma Class B playoffs. Depew will be receiving the kick. Laverne will be kicking off. Handling the kicking duties for the Tigers, number 9, Camden Kayot. Kayot also the quarterback on the offensive side of the ball. Vern lines up, and they kick it. It'll bound back inside the 10 where it's picked up. Out to the 20. And he'll be brought down there about the 22-yard line. Ball came loose. And they're going to blow it dead. It looks like Laverne is going to have possession right off the bat after that turnover inside the 15-yard line. So a disastrous start for Depew. The one thing you did not want to happen right away, a turnover, putting Laverne in scoring position already. Here's a snap, fakes the handoff, Kayot runs to the right. He's going to be stopped for a yard loss back just right at the 15-yard line. So second down and 11 yards to go. Good defense as they tried to run to the short side of the field. Hornets defense there to make the stop. Back at the line, Trip Creed in the backfield. Kayot fakes it, he rolls out to his right, now under pressure, backing up, lets a pass go towards the end zone, and it's intercepted by Depew. At the 5, he's out at the 10, the 15, and finally brought down at about the 18-yard line. So Depew turns back Laverne after that turnover inside their own 15-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and 10. At the 17-yard line, 11:02 still to play in this first quarter. So each team, early jitters, turnover each way. Depew at the line, tight eye formation. Turn, hand to the tailback right up the middle, and he is stuffed. Maybe got a yard. Okay, make that second down, 9 yards to go. Linebacker number 56, Ricky Echeverria in there on the tackle. He is a big-time run stopper there in the middle. Also the nose tackle. Number 33, Mark 9. Depew will split one out to the wide side of the field this time. Hand off to the fullback. Fights forward for a little bit, but not too much. Maybe gained a yard. So it'll be 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Both teams feeling each other out in the early going. So they've all watched plenty of film of each other, kind of know their tendencies. There'll be some in-game adjustments later on. They'll split one to the short side of the field. 3rd and 8. Fakes the handoff. Quarterback rolls out to his right, lets a pass go. He's got a man open, but the pass is too wide, and it will be 4th down and a punting situation for the Hornets. So number 25, Cody Madsen, back deep to receive the punt. He'll line up near his own 45-yard line. There's the kick. It's high and short. And it's going to fall dead at about the 42-yard line, still in Hornet territory. That's where the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 with 9:25 still left to play in this first quarter. Of course, you mentioned both of these teams come into the game 13-0. Really only one common opponent, and that really doesn't tell us much, as that common opponent was Prue. Laverne beat them 58-8. Depew beat them 56-6. There's a handoff on the jet sweep. Gets a couple of yards on that one. That'll be Trip Creed on the carry, as he's inside the 40-yard line to the 38. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Both of these teams made the quarterfinals or semifinals as well last year. Camden K-out under center. He'll fake the handoff to Van Fleet and crosses the 35 to the 34. So they'll make a manageable 3rd down. About 3 yards to go. Still getting the play in. Hurry to the huddle. Play clock is now under 10 seconds, and they still haven't broke the huddle. It's all the way down to 4, 3, and in motion. They just get it off in town. Jet sweep to Creed, and he's going to be stopped short of the 1st down. Did fall forward, so he's going to be pretty close on it. But they'll mark him about a yard short, but it's 4th down from about the 32. So obviously, especially in the 8-man game, this is definitely going to be a go-for-it situation here on 4th down. So big play coming up. Of course, Depew already turned the Tigers away first on their first possession. They got it near the 15-yard line. K-out under center. He'll go straight ahead. He busts through, still on his feet, finally knocked backwards, but not until he's inside the 30-yard line for a 1st down. K-out, a pretty stout quarterback. He's rushed for over 1,000 yards this year and 22 touchdowns, as well as accounting for 28 passing touchdowns during the regular season as well. Averaged 9.3 yards per carry. So K-out back under center, a split on each side. Van Fleet comes in motion. He'll fake the handoff, rolls out to his right. Pass wide open to Van Fleet. He's at the 10, finally brought down at the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers. Austin Van Fleet with a nice catch off of that rollout pass. Doesn't have a receiving touchdown this year, but does have 5 rushing touchdowns. 7 minutes left to play, first quarter, still no score. And split one out to the right. That's Creed. He'll come in motion. K-out will keep it to the right. He's inside the 5 and knocked back from there. A gain of just over 3 yards. Looks like they'll mark him all the way down at about the 4. So 2nd down and goal to go. Tigers at the line. They've got one split. That's Creed. He'll come in motion. Hand off to Creed on the jet sweep. Cuts it up the middle. Dives forward into the end zone. And they'll say it is a touchdown. So the Laverne Tigers strike first. Tigers huddle up for the two-point conversion play. Kayot went to the sideline, got it from his father, who is also the head coach, Chris Kayot. They'll come to the line in a tight formation, two backs in the backfield. Kayot under center, rolls to his right. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be stuffed well short of the goal line. So with 6:05 left to play in the first quarter, it's Laverne 6, Depew 0. So Laverne ready to kick off again. It'll be Camden Kayot handling the kicking duties again. Laverne in a bunch formation. They kick off from there. Sometimes they back out of that and spread out. Ball caught inside the 10, up to the 25. Still loose. And he's going to be brought down near the 28-yard line by Trip Creed. Austin Van Fleet there as well. So first and 10 for the Hornets. Just inside their own 30-yard line, the 28. I formation. They'll split out one to the boundary side. Quarterback rolls out. Hand off to tailback. He busts through. He's up at the 40. Breaks through the tackle at the 50. Cuts across the midfield. He breaks loose. He's at the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Depew. So just like that, the Hornets strike back with a 72-yard touchdown. There is an injured Tiger on the field as both teams take a knee quickly. And the injured player is number 10, Garrison Long, as he's being helped off the field. Garrison, a junior for the Tigers. We'll hope that he's okay. Back to the game. 5:39 left to play. Depew with a 72-yard touchdown run. They'll huddle up and line up for the two-point conversion, looking to take the lead. I formation, they'll split one to the left side. There's a snap. Quarterback keeper on the option play. He's in for the conversion. And Depew has taken an 8-6 lead over the Tigers early in this semifinal competition. Depew ready to kick off. Laverne ready to receive. Back deep for the Tigers. Number 21, Trip Creed, and number 2, Izan Castillo. Here's the approach and the kick. Caught at the 15-yard line. Castillo fumbles it, picks it back up, and he's going to be brought down right there at the 15-yard line. First and 10 for the Tigers there, but they're a little bit backed up this time. This will actually be their first offensive snap in their own territory, as both of their previous drives started in Hornet territory. In fact, it'll be the first offensive snap by either team starting in Laverne territory, as, of course, Depew scored on that 72-yard run. The Tigers come out too wide. Creed in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep. He's up past the 20, still on his feet. Breaks loose at the 25, the 30, still weaving through traffic. And finally brought down near the 35-yard line. So it'll be first and 10 after that 20-yard run by Trip Creed. Creed with 665 yards rushing coming into this game, 13 touchdowns rushing, and averaged 10.7 yards per carry. They'll line up, same formation. Creed in motion again. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep again. He breaks loose. He's at the 50, and they're not going to catch him. He's going to score. And just like that, 2 plays, the Tigers are back in the end zone. This time it's Trip Creed with a 65-yard touchdown run. The Tigers getting ready to line up for the 2-point conversion. They'll line up, same formation. This time Madsen in motion. They'll hand it off to him. Cuts inside, and he's in for the conversion. So with 4:58 left to play in the first quarter, Laverne regains the lead, 14-8 over Depew. So Laverne set to kick off again. Once again, Chaot with the kicking duties. And there's the kick. He caught it about the 7-yard line. He's up past the 20, past the 30. Decent field position for the Hornets as they'll start at about the 34-yard line. Both teams now have shown their ability for big explosive plays with back-to-back touchdowns, 72 and 65 yards. I formation again. They'll split one to the wide side. Hand off to the tailback on a little bit of a delay. Avoids the tacklers and drags Madsen out to about the 49-yard line. So that's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets. A 13-yard gain as they'll mark him down at the 48. Just a little bit of a delay on that run, just to kind of use the Tigers' aggressiveness to get them out of position. They'll line up, same offensive formation. Handoff to the fullback, or faked it, quarterback kept it, and he is drilled in the backfield. Eisen Castillo, also number 66, Owen Linville in the backfield. And that play drops him for a loss there of about a yard. So 2nd down, 11 yards to go. Castillo, the defensive end. We mentioned 9 earlier. Also the other defensive end, number 45, Carson Blackwell. Quarterback wide to the tailback, gets it, breaks through. That was the play that he scored the touchdown on earlier. Got a decent gain there. It's 3rd down, about 6 yards to go. He gained about 5 on that one. This time they'll line up tight-eye formation. Handoff, wide handoff to the tailback. Breaks through the first tackle, falls forward. He's going to be maybe a yard short as Chaot there to help make the tackle. So it'll be 4th down and maybe a long yard to go. As they'll spot the ball right at the 43-yard line. So big play here as Depew will line up to go for the 4th down here. They'll bring Chaot up, the safety as well. Hand off the fullback, he's hit right away. Does not look like he made it. Linville busted through. 9 there to help clean it up. And the ball has been turned over on downs as Laverne gets a huge stop on that one. 2:25 still to play in the first quarter. 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 43-yard line. Deep single back formation. Messed up play. Doesn't look like that one was. And Creed breaks free, but he's going to be dropped for a loss. Back inside their 35-yard line. Looks like Chaos went one way, and then his tailback Creed went the other. And a bad pitch there. That could have been worse trouble than it was. It's just a loss of yardage there, but that ball was bobbled around a little bit and looked like it could have been dropped and fumbled. That could have been a disastrous play for the Tigers there. They'll split 2 out. Creed comes in motion, fakes the handoff. Chaos throws it back out to Castillo. And he's going to be dragged down at about the 38-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and long for the Tigers. As the Hornet defense read that play well. And Tigers will line up shotgun formation. 2 splits to one side, 1 to the other. Chaos rolls out to his right, lets a pass go deep. He's got Castillo out there. He catches it at the 30-yard line. And he's brought down inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. And just like that, Laverne is back in scoring position with a 1st and 10. Castillo, the leading receiver for the Tigers this season. 34 catches for 754 yards and 17 touchdowns, averaging a whopping 22 yards per catch. Shotgun formation. Madsen in motion. He'll take the handoff. They cut him off. He tries to go back the other way. There's a flag on the field. He's dropped for a loss. Lost about 4 yards on the play. Looked like it was in the area of maybe a holding call. We'll have to wait and see. And it is a holding call. So they'll mark off the penalty. It'll still be 1st down. Kind of interesting. The referee tossed his penalty flag up a couple yards, but that's not where they marked the penalty off from. Usually the reason they'll go ahead and throw that up is because that's where it's supposed to be marked off from, but it's probably only about a 2-yard difference. We'll see if that matters later on in this drive. 1st down, 19 yards to go. Final seconds of the first quarter ticking off. Chaos throws it out to Blackwell. And he's tackled quickly, but did get inside the 35-yard line. And that will be it for the first quarter. The Laverne Tigers lead the Depew Hornets after 1 quarter of play, 14-8. So we'll start the second quarter. 2nd and 15 yards to go from the 34-yard line for the Tigers. Chaos fakes the short pass, throws deep. He's got Creed out there, and it's knocked away by the safety as he got there just in time. Pass was just a little bit short, and Creed had to slow up just a touch. But good play by the Depew safety there to knock that one away. That'll make it 3rd down. And I said 15, but really it's more like 20 yards to go. They've got to get all the way down to the 14-yard line. So Laverne will line up shotgun formation, man in motion, and a flag. And a delay of game penalty on the Tigers is going to take them back another 5 yards, all the way back to the 39. They've got to get to the 14-yard line for a first down. Two split to the wide side. Madsen comes in motion, fakes the handoff. Camden out, lets one go. He's got Castillo. Oh, through tripped Creed's hands. He had it. He was open inside the 10-yard line, and he dropped it. That would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's going to be 4th and 25 yards to go from the 39-yard line. Just running a little bit of a seam route there. Split the defenders and was wide open. They'll split 2 to the boundary side, 1 to the wide side. K-Out rolls out to the wide side. Lets it go for Castillo down there. It's caught at the 5-yard line. Touchdown, Tigers. So on 4th and 25 yards to go from the 39-yard line, K-Out hits Castillo for his 18th touchdown catch of the season. So 2-point conversion, 2 split to the left side. Madsen in motion. They'll hand it off to him. Tries to cut back inside and looks like he's going to be dropped short. 2-point conversion is no good. So with 11:46 left to play in the first half, it's now Laverne 20, Depew 8. K-Out sets the ball on the tee. Goes ready to kick off. They'll stay in that bunch formation and kick from there. Ball hits at about the 10-yard line, picked up there. And he's going to be dragged down near the 15-yard line. That was Cody Madsen on the tackle. Actually, that was number 20, Rustin Domi, on the tackle. 1st and 10, ball marked just outside the 15-yard line. I formation. Pitch to the tailback. Cuts through the defenders, gets out wide. He's at the 30 and finally brought down near the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Looks like they're going to mark him at about the 38, 39-yard line area. And right at the 38 now. So 1st and 10 from there. 11 and a half still to play in this first half. Depew in need of a score, trailing 20-8. Same formation. He'll turn. Wide handoff to the tailback. Tries to cut back in the middle, and he's going to be brought down after about a 2-yard gain. Several Tigers in there, including the nose guard Mark 9 and also defensive end Eisen Castillo. They'll line up this time with two backs. Pro set with a split to the left. Fakes the handoff, pitch out wide. It was bobbled, but he does get it. Fights forward through several tacklers up for a yard, maybe a yard and a half gain on that one. He was stopped for no gain and just fought his way through for another couple of yards. So third down and a long 6 to go from the 42-yard line. I formation again this time. Quarterback drops back to pass. Looked like he wanted to throw quickly. He's going to run. Flag on the play. He's going to be dropped near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a short loss as Linville there to make the tackle. And it looks like it's going to be a holding call. Would be fourth down from there, so Laverne will have a decision to make here. They want to take this call or not. And they're going to decline the penalty and make it fourth down. So now it's Depew that's got the big decision. Will they go for it on 4th and 5 from their own in their own territory? Or are they going to punt? Looks like they're going to go ahead and punt. Cody Madsen, just a freshman, dropping back to receive the punt for the Tigers. Here's a snap and does get the punt off. Madsen catches it at the 20-yard line up to the 25. And he's going to be tackled there at about the 28-yard line. 2 flags on the play in the same area. Looked like at least one was probably a block in the back. The other one came in a little later. We'll see if it's a separate call or just the same one. And it is a block in the back call on the Tigers, so they'll mark that off. And the ball will be placed just outside the 15-yard line, so that's where the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 with 9:20 still to play in this half. Looking to add to their 20-8 lead. Castillo, Madsen will line up wide. Madsen in motion though. Kayot looking out there to Castillo. He's under pressure, though. He's going to have to take off on a run, and oh, he is caught from behind. Just a great tackle there. One of the defensive linemen there. That could have been big trouble for Depew. Does look like there was a flag on the field, too. Be an illegal shift call, but Depew will decline that as got about a yard loss, a long yard loss on the play. So that'll make it, instead of 1st and 15, they'll make it be 2nd down and 11. Single back set, man in motion. They'll hand it off to Madsen on that jet sweep, and he's going to be dropped right there at the 15-yard line. So maybe a yard gain. It's third down, 10 yards to go. Out under center, man in motion, fakes a handoff, rolls out to his right. He's got plenty of time. Now he's under pressure. He's going to be dropped back at the 7-yard line, and it's going to be fourth down and long for the Tigers. From deep in their own territory. Like the Tigers are trying to get the ball to Castillo, who has been a tough matchup for pretty much every team the Tigers have played all year long. So they'll line up at punt formation. Depew, deep man back. He's only at the Laverne 32-yard line, so he'll have to back up. Ball's going to hit at the 40. And it's going to roll all the way right to the midfield stripe, just short of it. And that's where Depew will have it first and 10 with 7:31 to play. Really a missed opportunity there, as it looked like if he would have lined up further back, he would have had an opportunity to return that punt a little bit. I formation, they'll split one to the boundary side. Hand off to the tailback to the right, flag on the field. He fights forward to the 45. It looked like that was probably in the area of holding, though. We'll have to see what the call is. And it is holding. The Tigers will accept that, and that'll move the Hornets back 10 yards. I formation, they'll split one to the right side. Quarterback drops back to pass, looks that way, delivers a strike, it's caught. Ball loose though, picked up by Echeverria. He's at the 40, the 30, cuts inside at the 20, still on his feet, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. There is a flag on the field. We'll have to see what happened, what the call is. 3 flags on the field. So out of the timeout, first and 10 for the Tigers at their own 37-yard line. They'll send a man in motion. Kout's going to have to keep that. Looked like he wanted to hand it off to Madsen, but ball was bobbled a little bit. So just to make sure there wasn't a turnover, he just kept it. Looks like he gains about 1.5 yards on the play, maybe 2 up to the 39-yard line. So it'll be second down, 8 yards to go for Laverne. They've had a couple plays like that where they've avoided disaster. So Madsen lined up wide to the wide side. Castillo wide to the boundary side. Kout's going to run it. He's still on his feet, fighting forward, and finally dragged out of bounds, but not till he was inside the 45-yard line of Depew. About 18 or so on the play. Looks like they'll mark him right at the 45, so it'll be first and 10 for the Tigers there. Just kind of tight-roped along that sideline, didn't go out of bounds, and as I mentioned earlier, Kout's a pretty stout kid, so able to stay on his feet and keep his balance and gain an extra 10 yards or so. He'll split out Castillo and Madsen again. Cayote's going to run to the wide side again. He's at the 40, breaks loose. Oh, and a touchdown saving tackle as he's brought down at the 34-yard line. Safety came up, had a great angle on that play, made that shoestring tackle, or Cayote was gone. First and 10. 6 minutes still to play in this first half. Flip-flop the receivers. Castillo to the wide side. Cayote rolls out that way. Looks like he wants to throw. Throws it short to Castillo. And he's going to be knocked down at about the 20-yard line. So it's going to be another first down for the Tigers. That looked like that was a little bit of an option route. It looked like they initially probably wanted to go deep to Castillo, but the coverage stayed behind him. So he just cut off the route and Cayote just simply delivered to him short for the first down. Madsen in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep. Trying to get wide. And he'll be brought down at about the 16-yard line. Flag on the play. As they mark it at the 17. And apparently there isn't a flag on the play. So second down. About 7 yards to go. 5.5 minutes still left in the half. Tigers lead by 14, trying to add on to their lead. Cayote running to the wide side again. Cuts inside his blocks, and he'll get a few. Good pursuit defense to spread that play out by Depew. He gets to about the 12-yard line. Need to get down to the 10, so it'll be third down and 2 yards to go. They'll stack two to the boundary side. Madsen will come in motion. Cayote keeps it to the right, and he's going to be stopped for a loss. They'll mark him right at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be fourth down. So a huge play coming up here for the Depew defense as they trail by 2 touchdowns already. Tigers break the huddle. Play clock is down to 5. They're still taking their time. They snap it just in time. Cayote will keep it. Cuts forward. Ball's loose. And it doesn't matter who covered it. Depew's going to come away with the ball. And they do recover the fumble. So the Hornets have turned away the Tigers. Just a huge play. Big defensive stand to stay in this game. So Depew first and 10 from the 12-yard line. High formation. Pitch it back to the tailback. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and driven down there. Tripp Creed, Mark 9, and Carson Blackwell in on the stop. Second down, 10 yards to go. Depew scored their only touchdown earlier on a 72-yard touchdown run. They'll split one to each side, shotgun formation. He's got a back to his left. Play clock down to 3. Just gets the snap off, drops back to pass, throws it out to the flat, and caught for a short gain. See, thrown out to the short side, not really the flat, but up to the 20-yard line. So it'll make it 3rd down and about 2 yards to go. So big play here for the Hornets. Big play here for the Tiger defense as well. They'll line up tight-eye formation. And a flag on the field. That's going to be delay of game. That's going to be a costly penalty. So instead of 3rd and 2, it's going to be 3rd and 7 from the 15-yard line. Shotgun formation. Play clock is down low again. Drops back to pass, fakes a short pass. There's a right over the middle, and there's a flag on the field. Looks like that's going to be a pass interference. He actually threw 2 flags. Laverne hit him a little too quick. We'll see if there's more than one call, though. And it is pass interference. Well, after all that discussion, they're not going to get that 5 yards, and ball going to be at the 27-yard line, but they do have a 1st and 10. Handoff to the fullback, breaks through, still fighting forward. Up to the 35-yard line, so a nice gain on 1st down of 8 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 2 yards to go. .243 still left to play. Depew back at the line, same tight eye formation. Hand it wide to the tailback, and he's going to be dragged down short of the 1st down. May have fought forward, did break through and was able to get the 1st down on its 2nd effort, as they'll mark him down at the 39-yard line. Clock stops for a moment. 2:24 still left to play. They'll line up in the shotgun, a split to each side, his back to his left. He'll drop back to pass, lets it go out wide. It's caught at the 50, the 45 in Laverne territory. It's going to be another Hornet 1st down. Clock stopped again with 2:17 left to play. They'll line up in that same shotgun formation again, this time the back to his right. There's a snap, hands it off. There's a hole up the middle. It's at the 40, the 35, and he's not going to be brought down until he's inside the 30-yard line at the 28. That's going to be enough for another first down. Clock stopped again. 1:55 left to play in this first half. They'll line up two splits on the boundary side of the field. Drop back to pass, quick throw outside. A bubble screen and pushed out of bounds near the 17-yard line. Looks like he'll move all the way up to the 15. Initially, it looked like he was going to mark it that far back. So, second down, 7 yards to go. Clock stopped again with 1:37 left to play. He did get out of bounds. They'll split one to each side, shotgun formation again. Drops back to pass. Throws it towards the end zone. He's open, it's caught. Touchdown, Hornets. The Hornets will huddle up. Ready for their two-point conversion attempt. They'll line up tie-dye formation. There's a snap, handoff to the fullback. No, quarterback keeps it on the option. Can't get wide. Cody Madsen throws him down before he can get there. Two-point conversion, no good. So, with 1:32 left to play in the first half, it's Laverne 20, Depew 14. So Depew lined up to kick off. Madsen and Castillo back deep for the Tigers. Here's the approach and the kick. Caught by Castillo. He'll hand it off to Creed. He's up to the 20, 25, 30, up to the 35, where he's brought down at the 36. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers there. 1:25 left in the first half. Laverne has shown all season long they are capable of a quick strike score. Two split to the boundary side. Man in motion, fakes the handoff. Chaot's going to keep it. And he's going to be drugged down after just a couple of yard gain. The clock still running. Second down, 8 yards to go. Make that 7. Laverne doesn't look like they're in any kind of hurry. They're taking their time. They'll split 2 to the wide side. Madsen comes in motion, fakes the handoff. Chaot rolls out to his right, lets it go deep. He's got Castillo out there. And the pass too far out in front of him. So that's going to make it 3rd down and 7 yards to go. A long 7, short 8. Castillo and Chaot look like they're playing a sandlot game out there, as it looks like they've given Castillo kind of the option to run wherever he feels like he can get open when he runs that deep route, and Chaot just looks for him to break one way or the other and then throws it whichever direction he breaks. So trips to one side, Castillo to the other. He'll roll out to the right. Castillo with the catch. He's got the first down. They'll bring him down at the 47-yard line. Just 35 seconds left in the half, but it will be 1st and 10. And a flag on the Tigers. And it was a holding call. That'll bring the ball all the way back to the 35-yard line. So instead of a 1st and 10, it'll be 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Clock rolling. And Laverne will call the timeout with 28.9 seconds left in the half. It's Laverne 20, Depew 14. So out of the timeout, 3rd and 11 from the 35-yard line. Two split to the wide side, short side. Fake the handoff to Madsen, throw back to Madsen, and it's intercepted at the 35. He's at the 30, the 20, and knocked out of bounds. And Depew's going to have an opportunity with 20 seconds left in the half to tie this one up and maybe even take the lead. As they faked the handoff on the jet sweep and then tried to throw a throwback to Madsen. The safety read it all the way. Got the interception all the way to the 20-yard line. They'll line up shotgun. They had success with this on their last drive. Drop back to pass, throws it out wide. It's caught at the 15, the 10, and knocked out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. 14.4 seconds left to play in the half. Same shotgun formation, a split to each side, a back to his left. Drops back to pass, quick throw, a fade to the corner. And there's a flag on the play. Good positioning there by Austin Van Fleet. I don't think it's a defensive pass interference. We'll have to see what the call is. And it's an offensive pass interference penalty. It'll take the ball all the way back out to the 23-yard line. Shotgun formation again, 10.5 seconds left to play, and a timeout on the field. It's Laverne 20, Depew 14. So out of the timeout, 1st and goal from the 23-yard line for Depew. There's a snap. Lets it go deep. Madsen on the coverage, off his hand, and he's going to get a flag for pass interference there. Madsen had to reach out and grab him to avoid allowing the touchdown. That'll be a half the distance call. So 3-point. So 3.7 seconds left to play. Ball between the 12 and 13-yard line, so Depew will have one more opportunity to score before the half unless there's a defensive penalty. So shotgun formation, a split to each side again. Lets it go to the corner. He's got a man out there. Did he catch it? No. Just a bit too far. And so we will head to the halftime with the Laverne Tigers leading the Depew Hornets 20-14. And we are ready for the second half of play at this state semifinal. Winner heading to the state championship game. Laverne leads Depew 20-14, and they will receive the kickoff. Back deep for the Tigers, number 2, Eisen Castillo, and number 21, Trip Creed. Whistle blows, they're ready for play. Depew kicker checks both sides. Here's the approach, and toe meets leather. Ball bounces, it's picked up by Castillo at about the 15, cuts up the field, 25, and falls just past the 30-yard line at the 31. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers from there. Very exciting first half. Big plays from both sides, also big stops by defenses, both defenses. And it's lived up to its semifinal status. So Laverne will line up. Creed in motion. They'll hand it to him on the jet sweep. He's going to be stopped for a loss back at the 30-yard line. So maybe a half-yard loss on the play, 2nd down and a long 10. As the ball will be marked just outside the 30-yard line. That jet sweep has been a big gainer for Creed all year long, who's averaged over 10 yards per carry. So but Depew's been able to shut that down for the most part today. They'll line up Castillo and Creed wide to each side. Creed in motion again. They'll hand it off, cuts up the middle, and he gains a couple yards. And now he's going to be pushed back. So it'll be 3rd down and about 7 yards to go as they'll mark him up at the 33-yard line. He'll be up all the way almost to the 34. Just over 10.5 still to play in this 3rd quarter. Laverne leading by 6. Shotgun formation, K-Out rolls to his right, lets it go to Castillo. It's caught past the 40-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down. And looks like it might be pretty close, the 41, and yes, they will say 1st down as they mark it a little closer maybe to the 42. Well, good for a 1st down by about half a yard. Castillo, as we mentioned earlier, averaging 22 yards per catch. He's just an incredibly tough receiver to cover. He's been playing there at Laverne what like seems forever. Madsen with the handoff, and he's hit hard. Gets about 3 yards on the play. Big time collision though. Bring up 2nd down and 7 yards to go as the ball's marked at the 45-yard line. Madsen in motion. K-Out keeps it to the right. Pyle pushes it forward a couple of yards, but that's it. It's going to be 3rd down. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. All marked right at the 48-yard line. Did say 5, but more like 4 yards to go. Madsen in motion. Kayot's going to keep it to the right. He's got Echeverria out there with a block. He's got a first down. They're going to mark him down at the 42-yard line of the Hornets. Echeverria pulled out in front of him, got the big block, opened up that hole out wide, and Kayot easily picked up the first down on that play. Clock at 8:44 left to play in the third quarter. Laverne with a nice drive here. They'll split 2 to the right, stacked. Madsen in motion. Fakes the handoff. Kayot looking to throw. He's got a man open. It's Van Fleet. He catches it inside the 20, and he drags the defender into the end zone for the touchdown. A 42-yard strike for the Tigers. That was Van Fleet's first receiving touchdown of the season. This Kayot hit him in stride on the seam route. They'll line up for the 2-point conversion. Split Madsen to the wide side, Castillo to the boundary side. Madsen in motion. They'll hand it off to him, trying to get wide. He's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So with 8:36 left to play in the third quarter, it's now the Laverne Tigers 28, the Depew Hornets 14. Once again, Camden Kayot will set the ball on the tee, ready to kick off for the Tigers. They'll stay in that bunch formation. They'll fake the kick. This is what they've done most of the season. And spread out. Here's the approach. And a short kick and a flag on the play. And it's an encroachment penalty on the Tigers, so they'll move them back 5 yards, and they'll have to kick off from the 35. That's going to help Depew a little bit with their field position. Here's the approach. And they'll back out of it, spread out. Here's the kick. It's a little dribbler. Still loose at the 15-yard line. Great kick up to the 20. And he's going to be brought down. Still loose, spins loose, but going to be brought down about the 26-yard line. So really good coverage by the Tigers. Could have been better field position for Depew. So Depew now trailing by 2 touchdowns. Needing a score. Laverne trying to get a stranglehold on this game with a stop here and try to put themselves in prime position to extend their lead. Tie-dye formation. He'll turn, hand off to the tailback, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. Falls forward, maybe gets a yard on the play. Castillo, Madsen, and Echeverria in on the tackle. Echeverria, pretty much anytime there's a pileup, you're going to find 56 coming out of there. He's just about a part of every tackle for the Tigers. Second down, 9 yards to go. Turn, hand off to the tailback up the middle. And there's Echeverria to hit him again. Several other Tigers there to help out. Echeverria had him wrapped up pretty good right away, so it's going to be third down and right at 9 yards to go. 7.5 minutes left to play in this third quarter. Laverne leads Depew 28-14. Quarterback fakes the handoff, lets it go, it's intercepted. It's Ricky Echeverria again with the play. And the Tigers will take over at the Hornet 28-yard line with 7:06 left to play in the third quarter. Just a fantastic read there by Echeverria. Stepped in the passing lane for the interception. We've got a timeout on the field with 7:06 to play in the third quarter. It's Laverne 28, Depew 14. So out of the timeout, 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the Depew 28-yard line. Split to each side, K out under center. Man in motion, handed off to Madsen on the jet sweep. He jumps inside the defender, gets outside. He's inside the 20 now, still squeezing forward past the 15-yard line. And the pile moves forward like a rugby scrum up to about the 12 or 13-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers there. Same formation. Madsen in motion again. They'll hand it off to him again. Tries to cut up the middle, and he's shut down there. Gained maybe a yard or two on the play. Up to the 11. It'll be 2nd down and 8 yards to go for the Tigers. Of course, Depew has had couple of big defensive stops already in that first half. The most important one was probably after the opening kickoff when they fumbled it. Laverne took over inside their 15-yard line and got the turnover. Madsen in motion. They'll hand it off to him again. He's at the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. Cody Madsen from 11 yards out extends the Tigers' lead. That's a name you're going to hear quite a bit over the next few years, as Madsen, just a freshman, averaged over 10 yards per carry this whole season. They'll split out Castillo. Madsen the other way. He'll come back in motion. Hand off to him again, and he's going to be stopped this time by the Depew defense. So with exactly 6 minutes left to play in the third quarter, it's now the Laverne Tigers 34, the Depew Hornets 14. Kayot sets the ball on the tee, gives the instructions to his kickoff teammates. Here's the approach, and they'll back out, spread out for the kickoff. And a squibbler that's going to hit, bound out of bounds. And so that'll give good field position to the Hornets up at the 35-yard line. So Depew now trailing by 20 points, in need of a touchdown. They'll start this drive at the 35-yard line, drops back to pass. He's got a man open, wasn't looking, hit him right in the chest with it, but he had just turned his head. If he had known the pass was coming right then, that would have been a big gainer. Already would have had them in Laverne territory. Instead, it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Two-back formation. He'll turn, fakes the handoff, hands off to the fullback, and he's going to be drilled in the backfield. And who else but Ricky Echeverria there to make the tackle. Mark 9 there to help out as well. So shotgun formation, 3rd down, 12 yards to go. He'll drop back, short pass outside, caught and stepped out of bounds. Back at the 37-yard line. So 4th down and 8 yards to go as he picked up 4 on that play. Madsen out there on the coverage. So a huge play here. Looks like they're lined up in punt formation, but Laverne's not going to send anybody deep. And he will punt it. It's going to bound inside the 25-yard line and be touched dead there at the 23-yard line. So with 4:58 left to play in the 3rd quarter, Laverne will take over 1st and 10, leading 34-14. At the line, Madsen in motion. They'll hand it to him on the jet sweep. Cuts through, he breaks through, he's at the 40. One defender to beat, and he's going to be tackled. But not until he's into Hornet territory at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Split to each side. Van Fleet in the backfield with Chaot. Madsen in motion. Hand off to Van Fleet right up the middle. And quick hitter up to the 35-yard line. A gain of about 6 yards on the play. 2nd down, 4 yards to go. Same formation, Madsen in motion. They'll hand it to him on the jet sweep again. Cuts inside, he's at the 20, the 15, the 10, inside the defender, and he scores from 35 5 yards out. Cody Madsen scores for the second time. And the Tigers have taken control of this one. Two-point conversion, Madsen in motion. Fake the handoff, gives it to the fullback. Van Fleet is in for the two-point conversion. So with 3:37 left to play in the third quarter, Laverne takes control of this one, now leading 42-14 over Depew. Camden Kayott sets the ball on the tee again for another kickoff. Laverne in that bunch formation. They'll fake the kick, spread out. Here's the approach and the kick. That one caught at the 25, pitches it back to the deep man, up to the 30, and tried to break loose, but just couldn't. And he's going to be brought down at about the 32-yard line. Tie-dye formation. He'll pitch it to the tailback, runs to the right, avoids the first tackler, gets a nice gain on first down up to the 35-yard line. Be second down from there. About 7 yards to go. They'll hand it off wide to the tailback. Still on his feet. Brought down by Echeverria. Near the 40-yard line. Looks like they'll mark him down at the 39. So it'll be third down, 3 yards to go for the Hornets. Two and a half minutes still to play, third quarter. Echeverria moves out wide to avoid ball on the ground, and he's going to be sacked by Castillo. Back at the 32-yard line near the original line of scrimmage where this drive started, so that's going to make it fourth down and 10 yards to go. And Depew's going to have to punt again. There's the kick. Nobody back deep for Laverne. Just no need to have anybody back there just to make sure they don't turn the ball over. And it'll be called dead right at the 30-yard line. So with 1:36 left to play in the third quarter, Laverne has it first and 10, leading 42-14. Shotgun formation. Kayott's going to keep it. Run to the wide side of the field. He's got blockers out in front. Down the sideline. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30. Will they catch him? No. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. 70-yard touchdown run by Camden Kayott. Laverne at the line for the two-point conversion. Hand off to the fullback, Van Fleet. And he's in for the two-point conversion. So with 1:23 left to play in the third quarter, Laverne extends their lead over Depew 50-14. Laverne fakes the bunch kick. They'll spread out. Here's Chaot's approach. And it's a short onside kick. It is caught by Depew. And so they'll have it 1st and 10. Good field position at the 44-yard line. So shotgun formation. Hand off to the running back, breaks the first tackle. He's at the 50, cuts inside there at the 40, and finally brought down at about the 30-yard line in Tiger territory by Chaot. So 1st and 10 for the Hornets. Depew in a tight I formation. Hand off to the fullback, and he's driven back right at the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a foot or so. It'll be 2nd down. Looks like they'll give him maybe a full yard or so. So 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Tie-dye formation again. Handoff, fakes the handoff fullback, pitch outside on the option play. And he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Great job defensively by Cody Madsen. So 3rd down, 9 yards to go. We've got a timeout on the field as that's the end of the third quarter, with the Laverne Tigers leading the Depew Hornets 50-14. Those we start the fourth quarter. It's 3rd down, 9 yards to go from the 30-yard line. Drops back to pass out of the shotgun. Lets one go. He's got a man wide open, but the pass is just too wide and too far out in front of him. So it's going to be 4th down. He was open by about 20 yards on that play as the Laverne cornerback had just stopped on that play. Shotgun formation again, a split to each side, a back to his left. Ball on the ground, picks it up, rolls out to his left. He's going to have to avoid the rush. He's back all the way back to midfield. Lets it go towards the end zone. He's got a man down there. It's caught for a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. From 30 yards out, what looked to be a disastrous play ends up being the first score for the Hornets in the second half. A little bit of Doug Flutie on that play. So Depew will line up for the two-point conversion. They'll split one out to the right. He's still looking for another receiver. Comes back out on the field. Play clock down to 5 now. There's a snap, looks to throw, throws to the corner. The fade, just a little bit too long. It was caught, but out of bounds. So with 11:41 left to play, it's Laverne 50, Depew 20. Cody Madsen, number 25, and number 21, Trip Creed back deep for Laverne, but most likely it's going to be an onside kick for Depew. Here's the approach and kicks it deep. Madsen picks it up at the 10, up to the 20, and he's going to be brought down at about the 22-yard line. The Tigers will have it 1st and 10 from there, leading by 30. Man in motion across the formation. That's Madsen. Handoff on the jet sweep and falls forward past the 25 to the 26. So a 3-yard gain on the play. So 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Laverne trying to return again to the state championship game, which they won in overtime last year over Shattuck. Shattuck winning big in the other semifinal game, so if they do continue on the path they're on and win this one, looks like it'll be a rematch of last year's state title game and also just the game of the year so far in 8-man football when it came down to the final 2-point conversion with no time on the clock earlier in the season between Shattuck and Laverne. Short gain on the play, 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Clock under 10.5 minutes left to play. Shotgun formation. Kayout's going to run it to the wide side of the field. And we've got a flag on the play, still on his feet. Does have enough for the 1st down. Oh, and a late flag for a late hit. That's going to be a costly one because that first flag most likely was going to be a holding call on Laverne. Referees discussing the mark-off. So out of all of that, Laverne does not get a 1st down. It will be ball marked at the 33-yard line as was holding on the Tigers, but then a personal foul late hit penalty. Basically, they get a net gain of 5 yards out of those 2 penalties. So it's going to be 3rd and about a yard to go for the Tigers. Of course, the Tigers just really looking to run as much clock as possible. Madsen split out wide. Quarterback keeper, Chaot, he's still on his feet. He busts through, he's at the 50. Will they catch him? He's at the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Laverne. Camden Chaot, after scoring them from 70 yards out on their last drive, has just scored from about 68 yards out on a quarterback sneak. So Laverne at the line now, 2-point conversion, and they're going to call a timeout. With 9:50 to play, it's Laverne 56, Depew 20. So Laverne at the line for the 2-point conversion. Van Fleet in the backfield, Madsen in motion. Chaot rolls out to his right. He's got a wide open tight end. That's Owen Linville for the 2-point conversion. 9:50 to play. It's Laverne 58, Depew 20. Chaot gives out instructions to his teammates. Here's the approach, and they'll back out and spread out. There's the kick. It's a high pooch kick, caught at about the 33-yard line. And he's going to be slung down there. On the tackle, number 22, Matthew Brown, a senior, on the tackle. Shotgun formation, a split to each side. Takes the handoff, ball on the ground. They'll just have to fall on it. Back at the 34-yard line. Loss of about 4 yards on the play. It looks like Laverne is going to be headed to another state championship game. Trying to go back-to-back again for the second time in the 2000s. There's a handoff to the tailback. Echeverria and Linville there to make the tackle after a short gain. Back near the original line of scrimmage. We'll call it third down, 10 yards to go. Shotgun formation again, drops back to pass, fakes the short pass, goes deep, he's got a man open, it's caught. And Chaot able to bring him down, but not until he's inside the Tiger 30-yard line. He's faked that bubble screen to one side and throw deep back to the other. Caught him in the seam between the cornerback and the safety. Pro set. Quarterback drops back. He's under pressure. Echeverria almost had him. Throws it deep, and it's caught into the end zone for the touchdown. as he breaks loose from Chaot at the 1 yard line and scores. It was actually Linville who had pressure on the quarterback. Couldn't quite get to him. Depew huddles up for the 2-point conversion. Option play, handoff to the fullback on the veer, and he's into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. So with 7:47 left to play, it's now Laverne 58, Depew 28. Madsen and Creed back deep for the Tigers. Here's the approach and a high lofting kick. It bounds at about the 20-yard line. Picked up by Madsen at the 25. Finds some open space. There is a flag on the field. He breaks loose. He's at the 50. He's going to score, but this one may be coming back. And it is a holding call on the Tigers, so that one will come back. So Laverne at the line. Handoff on the jet sweep to Madsen. He's up to the 20, breaks loose. Another flag on the play as he's past the 30-yard line before he's brought down. We may have another holding call on this one. And it is holding on the Tigers. Well, that nice game by Madsen will be erased. He did gain quite a few yards before the hold was called, so it won't be as bad for the Tigers as it could have been. Ball marked at the 14 or 13-yard line. Make it still first down and about 13 yards to go. There's the pitch back to tailback. He wants to throw. Creed lets it go. He's got Castillo out there. He was open, but the pass was just a couple yards too long. That's going to make it second down. Just a little bit too far out in front of Castillo. Couldn't chase it down. So shotgun formation. They'll split one out to each side. Chaot tries to run to the wide side, cuts it up inside, and he'll be brought down near the 18-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. That'll make it third down and about 7 yards to go. Clock nears about 6.5 minutes left to play in this one. Laverne leading 58-28. Shotgun formation again. Chaot rolls out to his right, lets it go. He's got Castillo out there. It's caught! Falling to the ground. He catches it at the 49-yard line. First and 10 for the Tigers as they'll continue their drive, trying to take more and more time off the clock, already leading by 30. Castillo, just an incredible receiver. Has been a mainstay with the Tigers since his freshman year. This his senior year, still making plays. As I mentioned earlier, came into this game with 17 receiving touchdowns, averaging a whopping 22.2 yards per catch. Those are Keith Jackson numbers. Madsen comes in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep to the wide side. Cuts it up. 45, avoids the defender, still on his feet. Still inside the 30, finally brought down. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Kayot pitches the ball back to Creed. He's being grabbed from behind. Jersey still on his feet, though, and knocked down at about the 22-yard line. That'll make it 2nd down, about 4, maybe 3 yards to go for the Tigers. We've got an official's timeout. And he starts it right back up. Apparently it was a play clock issue. Kayot back under center. Creed in motion. They'll hand it off to him to the wide side, up to the 20, the 15, the 10. Tackle from behind. Guy kind of tackled the ball there. Kind of stopped Creed in his tracks there, but he did reach the 8-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers. Clock nearing the 4-minute mark now. Creed in motion. Kayot keeps it straight up the middle. He reaches about the 5-yard line. He's slung down there. Second down and goal. Ball marked just outside the 5-yard line. Tigers using as much of the play clock as possible, letting as much time roll off. They'll split one out each way. Creed in motion, the handoff to him, cuts up the middle near the end zone, but he's going to be stopped just outside the goal line at about the 1-foot line. And now they'll restart the clock. It'll be 3rd and goal. Like I said, just right outside the goal line. Under 3 minutes left to play. Chaot under center. He'll take it straight ahead, and it looks like he's stopped. And no, they'll give him just enough to get the ball across for the touchdown. That was a great surge, actually, by the defensive line for Depew. But the second effort, it looks like, by Chaot reaching the ball out, got it just across the goal line for the touchdown. Laverne will come to the line for the two-point conversion. Empty backfield. Creed in motion. They'll hand it off to him from there, and he's into the end zone. There is a flag on the play. This may be of the personal foul variety. We're going to have to see who this is on. Hate to see tempers flare here at the end of the ball game. Referee still discussing what the call is going to be. It is not exactly sure. Looked like maybe there's a call on each team. So an illegal block below the knees on the defense, actually. And then a personal foul penalty against Laverne. Looked like that was possibly in retaliation for the low hit. Hate to see that at the end of this ball game. Both teams have fought valiantly today, and hope we can finish well. Okay, sets the ball ready for kick. They'll kick, spread out. There's a short kick, caught at the 35, up to the 40, still on his feet. The 45, there is another flag on the field, and it is a holding call on Depew. The ball will be spotted at the 30-yard line. It looks like Laverne is going ahead and put in a lot of their second teamers here, give them a chance to play in this semifinal contest. Man in motion for Depew. Quarterback rolls out to his right. He's got a wide open lane to run. He's up to the 40-yard line, still on his feet, and finally brought down near the 49-yard line. Late flag on the field. And a Laverne player still on the field, injured, it looks like. And he's up to his feet. That was Chris Perez, a freshman. Looks like he's back on his feet, but he'll get a little help off the field. So a total of 4 penalties on the play. 3 on the offense, 1 on the defense. What do we end up with? Offset penalties, and we'll replay the down. 2:09 still to play. Laverne leads Depew 66-28. Well, they'll place the ball back at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10. It's like it never happened. He'll turn, hand it off wide to the tailback. He's going to be knocked out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain on the play up to the 36-yard line. Quarterback back under center, I formation, 1 split to the boundary side. Wide handoff to the tailback, breaks the first tackle, still on his feet. All the way back to the other side, he's found some open space. Spins past the tackler and finally tackled in Laverne territory near the 40-yard line. He's going to be called there for a personal foul as he kicked the defender who tackled him at the end of the play. This really is no way to end the game. That was Bodie Smith, a freshman, on the tackle. There's the crowd getting a little restless with it. Of course, sometimes in these ball games when the stakes are high, emotions get the best of people, and they'll look back later and wonder why they acted the way they acted. But hopefully we can end this game without any more personal foul penalties. 1:43 left to play. Handoff. Pitch wide, actually. The quarterback kept it. Still on his feet, slings forward to about the midfield stripe. So second down, 4 yards to go. Tight pro set formation. Handoff out of that veer. Knocked forward's got the first down. Number 24, Theo Sutton, and Rustin Domi, both freshmen, on the tackle. Clock running, under a minute to play. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Turn, delay handoff to the tailback. And he's going to be knocked down at about the 40-yard line. It'll be second down. And that is the ball game. The Laverne Tigers are headed back to the state championship game, where they'll take on, it'll be a rematch of last year's title game with the Shattuck Indians. The Tigers win over the Depew Hornets 66-28. We thank you for joining us here on PTCI Channel 2. This is Jason Epp with Emmanuel D. Herrera, signing off from Enid, Oklahoma.